Good afternoon, dear viewers, colleagues, friends and like-minded people. I am glad to welcome you on our YouTube channel. Today I will tell you about the compact self-contained power source that I call portable power plant. The idea of creating such a device arose a long time ago. When the power is turned off, the use of a TV, household appliances, office equipment becomes impossible. And this is in our time, when we cannot do without a minute without gadgets, and at the same time, portable devices with built-in batteries after several hours of use also require charging. How to be? Indeed, today our whole life is closely connected with the internet, electrical appliances and all of these instruments and devices need power. If there is no electricity, we are limited in everyday life, communications, work and entertainment. To solve this problem, I designed an autonomous portable power plant with a large car battery. Its capacity is 70 amp hours. The device has an inverter with a voltage of 12 volts DC to 220 volts AC and 5 volts DC. The battery is charged from a network of 220 volts AC. The device has a 30 amp rectifier. This allows you to fully charge the device in 3 hours. The device has a form factor as a system unit of an old computer. The body is made of wood and plywood. At the top there is a handle for carrying the device. The main controls are located on the front panel. This is a battery toggle switch. Inverter low voltage switch is 3 pieces. Sockets for connecting electrical appliances, power supplies, power tools and other devices operating on a voltage of 220 volts alternating current. In the upper part of the front panel there are terminals of external batteries or consumers of high current with a voltage of 12 volts. The device weighs no more than 20 kilograms. In more detail about the main components. Inverter, from 12 to 220 volts. Description. DC voltage of the inverter input 12 volts DC, inverter output voltage 220 volts AC, output low voltage of 5 volts DC for charging gadgets. Power, rated load power of 800 watts, peak, starting, load power of 2000 watts. The portable power plant can also power consumers. DC 12 volts, as well as 5 volts for portable electronics, smartphones, phones, tablets and other gadgets. The inverter is made by the famous Chinese company UKC. The inverter has a robust aluminum housing, 2 terminals for low voltage, built-in fan, built-in voltmeter with a digital indicator of supply and output voltage. The inverter is painted red. The output voltage of 220 volts is supplied to the built-in 3-wire power outlet. Nearby is a 220 volts high voltage switch. Rectifier. Description: the rectifier provides the conversion of energy from a mains voltage of 220 volts to 12 volts of direct current. The output DC current of the rectifier is 30 amperes. The rectifier has the ability to fine-tune the charging voltage from 11 volts to 15 volts with a potentiometer. Tuning is done by instrumentation. I set the charge voltage to 13.5 volts. This voltage value allows you to quickly charge the battery and leave it to charge until it is fully saturated. When charged, the battery voltage should be 12.6 to 12.7 volts. The voltage value in the storage mode is controlled by either an external digital voltmeter or an inverter built-in digital voltmeter. The rectifier has a forced cooling fan that runs all the time when the rectifier is on. Rectifier case: aluminum parallelepiped with terminal block. The rectifier is fastened with 4 screws to the front of the device. A 220-volt high-voltage switch supplies voltage to charge the battery. The low-voltage switch trips the rectifier to prevent battery discharge through the rectifier itself. Battery car starter battery 70 ampere hours. Manufacturer VARTA. The battery is installed on the bottom, the base of the structure. This is the heaviest component. The use of this particular battery determines the requirements for the operating discharge current. To supply a rated load of 800 watts, the current of the 12-volt circuit can reach from 70 to 80 amperes. To connect the power cables from the battery to the inverter, 3 switches are used, each with a working current of 35 amps. This avoids energy loss at high currents and eliminates overheating and burning of the circuit breaker contacts. The battery can be charged both from the built-in rectifier and from the solar battery, as well as from the onboard network of a working car through the cigarette lighter socket. high voltage of 220 volts of alternating current is supplied through a switch to two groups of bipolar outlets. The power cord for charging the device is directly soldered to the rectifier switch. This will not allow you to lose the power cord. For the convenience of remote monitoring of one group of outlets, a switch on the wire is made. This allows you to turn the power on or off without approaching the front panel of the device. For low-voltage circuits, copper conductors with a large cross-section are used. For those who want to repeat the design, I recommend making crimped lugs on the wires. Device case. So, as a homemade device, I prefer to make the case wooden. Wood materials are easier to cut and process at home. The front bezel, rear panel and base are made of 8mm plywood. The carrying handle is cylindrical up to 40mm in diameter. The whole structure was fastened with screws of different lengths. Under the base of the case there are several reinforcing rails. They add rigidity and protect the housing from getting wet when placed in the field, especially in rain, snow and high humidity. In various places there are mounting rails. An inverter is attached to such rails with 4 screws. The wooden components did not stick together, as the construction was experienced and not glued parts are easier to disassemble. In general, the design turned out to be tough, durable and reliable. The wooden handle allows you to confidently carry the device. The open sides of the device allow you to give off excess heat. This is important when working. When working in the rain, the structure is covered with a plastic bag or garbage bag. A cover may be mounted on top of the structure. This makes the structure suitable for sitting, working and relaxing a worker. And so, we have examined the design of a portable power plant. The main advantage of such a device is the presence of a voltage of 220 volts of alternating current in any case in demand. What are the advantages of a portable power station compared to benzoelectric generators? It is important to note, the device does not generate noise during operation, which is important, for example, when working in field operating rooms as emergency power sources. When shooting movies, creating lighting studios, mobile installations, work with sound equipment in enclosed spaces. Also on hikes, field labs and expeditions. A portable power plant does not create emissions and is environmentally friendly. Equipping the portable power station with a 4000-watt inverter can be used for welding. A portable power station can be used in emergency services, roadworks, in police operations and all non-standard cases, when reliable work is needed to provide power to 220 volts. 12 volts of high current and power. A portable power station is charged from any 220-volt household outlet in 2 to 3 hours. Storage of such a device does not require additional fire protection measures. The device has a sealed battery, non-toxic, odorless. I use this device periodically when there is no electricity in the house. The presence of this device allows you to supply power to a computer, TV, desk lamp and chargers for all gadgets. The device is instantly ready for use. With an energy consumption of 10 watts, the battery life will be more than 2 days. When consuming 100 watts, the operating time is 5 hours. With a consumption of 800 W, the operating time will be 30 minutes of continuous operation of the load. In practice, you can work with the power tool for several hours intermittently. So, today we discuss the device characteristics, design and features of a universal portable power plant of our own amateur production. Mobility, power and versatility of use make such a device in demand in every home and household. This design was created in amateur conditions using manual processing of materials, manual and power tools. In the next issues I will talk about the device diagram. I will also talk about design decisions and give an assessment of one or another implemented idea. See the text comments below the video screen for more useful information. Add questions in the comments, I will try to answer. Useful links and contacts see in the credits and below the video. And for today, I say goodbye to you. Good luck, see you in the following videos. Thank you for watching the video to the end. Subscribe to the channel to see new releases.